Hello, everyone, and welcome to our English Learning Podcast. Today, we have a special episode about Labor Day in the United States. Have you ever wondered why there's a holiday just for workers? We'll explore that and learn some useful new words together. I'm your host, Alex, and joining me is Emily.
Hi, Alex. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to talk about this important holiday. We'll share a story, explain key vocabulary, and help you connect the words to your own life. So get comfortable and let's get started.
Labor Day is observed on the first Monday of September. It's a holiday meant to honor the contributions of workers in the U.S. Emily, can you tell us more about what contributions means in this context?
Of course. Now let's explain that word. A contribution is something you give or do to help a group, community, or cause. In this case, workers' contributions are the hard work and effort they give to make the country better. For example, teachers, doctors, and builders all make important contributions.
That's right. Labor Day thanks all workers for their economic and social impact. Speaking of which, economic and social are two more useful words. Economic relates to money, jobs, and business, while social means about people and how they live together.
Exactly. So, Labor Day celebrates both the money-related and community parts of workers' efforts. It's a time to say thank you for everything workers do, both for the economy and for society.
Labor Day has been a federal holiday since 1894, meaning government offices, post offices, and schools are closed. Interestingly, it was created as an alternative to May Day. Emily, what does alternative mean here?
Good question. Alternative means something that can be used instead of something else. For example, if you don't like coffee, tea can be an alternative. In this case, Labor Day was chosen as a different holiday instead of May Day.
That's a great explanation, and it's true sometimes societies create alternatives to meet new needs or avoid problems. Let's keep going with the story. May Day, especially in the 1800s, was a protest day when workers marched to demand better rights and working conditions. There were often strikes that ended in violence. Emily, can you help us with protest, march, demand, strike, and violence?
Absolutely. Let's start with protest. A protest is when people show they are unhappy with something, usually by gathering in public. To march means to walk together as a group, often during a protest. Demand means to strongly ask for something. A strike is when workers stop working to ask for better pay or conditions. Violence means actions that hurt people or things.
Thanks, Emily. So, May Day often involved workers marching in protest, demanding better conditions, and sometimes going on strike, which sadly sometimes led to violence. Let's explain condition and labor. In the story, working conditions means how safe, comfortable, or fair a workplace is. If a job has poor conditions, it might be unsafe or unfair. Labor simply means work, especially physical work. Labor movements are groups that try to improve these conditions.
That's right. People fought for better working conditions through labor unions and protests. Today, thanks to those movements, most jobs are much safer. Can you imagine working long hours without breaks or safety rules?
It would be really hard. This is why Labor Day is so meaningful. It's a chance to appreciate the progress made for workers. Some people feel September was chosen for Labor Day because there are no other major holidays between July and November. Emily, could you explain major in this context?
Sure. Major means very important or large. So, a major holiday is one that lots of people celebrate, like Thanksgiving or Independence Day. Having Labor Day in September fills the space between these major holidays.
That's a good way to put it. Timing can help holidays become more special for everyone. On Labor Day, there are usually parades in big cities. Politicians and labor leaders make speeches and hold press conferences. Emily, let's define parade, politician, speech, and press. And don't forget fireworks.
Of course! A parade is a line of people or vehicles moving through the streets to celebrate something. A politician is someone who works in government. A speech is when someone talks to a group, often to share ideas. The press means newspapers and news reporters, and fireworks are colorful explosions in the sky used for celebrations.
Thanks. Parades, speeches, and fireworks make Labor Day a fun and meaningful holiday. Labor Day is also considered the unofficial end of summer. Many people celebrate with trips to the beach, picnics, barbecues, and vacations. Emily, could you explain picnic, trip, and vacation for our listeners?
Sure, a picnic is a meal you eat outside, usually in a park. A trip is when you travel to another place for a short time. A vacation is when you take a break from work or school, often to relax or travel. On Labor Day, many families enjoy these activities.
That's right. It's a great time for families and friends to have fun together before the school year starts. Labor Day has also become an important retail holiday. Many stores have big sales that coincide with the start of school. Emily, can you explain retail, coincide, and how this affects workers?
Absolutely. Retail means selling things directly to customers in stores. Coincide means happening at the same time as something else. So, Labor Day sales happen when school starts. Sadly, this means many store workers have to work during the holiday, even though it's meant to celebrate them.
That's an interesting point. While many people enjoy shopping, it's important to remember the workers who make these sales possible. Did you know that Labor Day also marks the beginning of the professional and college football season in the U.S.? Emily, can you explain the word professional in this context?
Sure. Professional means someone who does a job for money and is very skilled. For example, professional football players are paid to play and train very hard. Labor Day is a big event for sports fans across the country.
It's true! Sports are a big part of the holiday, bringing people together to watch games, enjoy food, and celebrate. Now, let's recap the new vocabulary we learned. Emily, could you give us a quick review with example sentences?
Of course. 1. Alternative. Tea is an alternative to coffee. 2. Celebrate. We celebrate birthdays with cake. 3. Coincide. My trip coincided with a festival. 4. Condition. The car is in good condition. 5. Contribution. Her contribution helped the team win. 6. Demand. They demand better pay. 7. Economic. The economic situation is improving. 8. Fireworks. We watched fireworks on New Year's Eve. 9. Labor. Labor is hard work. 10. Major. Christmas is a major holiday. 11. March. People march in parades. 12. Picnic. We had a picnic in the park. 13. Politician. The politician gave a speech. 14. Press. The press reported the news. 15. Professional. She's a professional dancer. 16. Protest. They joined the protest. 17. Retail. She works in retail. 18. Social. Social events are fun. 19. Speech. His speech inspired us. 20. Strike. The workers went on strike. 21. Trip. We took a trip to London. 22. Vacation. I want a vacation. 23. Violence. There was no violence at the event.
Great job! To memorize vocabulary, try making flashcards, using the words in sentences, and practicing with friends. The more you use new words, the easier they are to remember. You can even write your own story using these words. Now it's your turn. Have you ever celebrated a holiday that honors workers or another group of people? What activities do you do on that day? Think about how your country celebrates and compare it to Labor Day in the U.S. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments or with a friend.
This is a great way to practice your English and learn more about different cultures. Try to use some of today's new words when you talk about your experiences.
That's all for today's episode. Thank you for joining us to learn about Labor Day and some useful new vocabulary. Remember, every word you learn makes your English stronger. Keep practicing, stay curious, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we learn.
We hope you enjoyed the episode. Keep celebrating your progress and be proud of every step you take. Until next time, stay motivated and keep speaking English every day. Goodbye, everyone.
And here's a final tip. Try to read or listen to something in English for just 10 minutes each day. Little by little, you'll see big improvements. Have a wonderful day and happy learning.